Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is June 16, 2016, and this is Texan TV News from Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas, and I am Rebecca Hernandez. And here are today's top stories. In campus news on Tuesday, in an interview on the Dana Show of the Republican activist Colton Buckley makes a touching response to the Orlando shooting with investigative reporter Lawrence Jones, which Colton remarks that could have been me.
Something hit me yesterday with some of our fellow conservatives and liberty-minded friends on the idea that this attack may have not been important and may not have been newsworthy. Well, it's because of the fact that this was a minority group that our side has attempted to legislate into the bedroom. You know, I have worked and ran campaigns and managed campaigns and consulted, as you well know, for some of the most far right-wing conservative politicians in the great state of Texas. And I stand by that, and I stand by a majority of their record. But what got me with what happened there is that several of our own within the Republican Party that are gay Republicans like myself could have been gunned down. That could have happened in any bar or nightclub within the state of Texas. You know, I don't associate myself with the gay culture because a lot of what it stands for, and I'm not part of this homosexual agenda that we hear so much about. But for the fact and idea that anyone in this country could be gunned down in the street or in their home or in a restaurant or in an entertainment area like this club called Pulse Orlando in Orlando just because of the fact that they're a gay, citizen of America, it's a tragedy. And so I wanted to push out the narrative and the fact that could have been me. That could have been some of the folks who are legislative directors and chief of staffs for Texas politicians or Republican politicians across the nation. That could be some of the biggest talk show hosts, members of the legislature or Congress themselves that stand with us, and activists. And that this is not a it's not a political issue. It shouldn't be used as a political football the way some politicians have, sponsoring ads on Facebook and Twitter, etc. This is an American issue. This is a hate crime, and this is a terrorist attack against one of the smallest minorities in the nation, and we need to circle together and stand up for our brothers and sisters in the LGBT community.
Colton Buckley was appointed Texas A&M University System's youngest student regent in April 2014 at the age of 20, then later replaced in 2015 to Alvaro Gave Perea. In local news, Meals on Wheels of Erath County hopes to raise $30,000 from its 5th annual Shoot Down Senior Hunger. The raffle and fun shoot will be held Saturday from 8 a.m. to noon, and this event is at Rough Creek Lodge in Glen Rose. Money raised will help provide meals for people who do not qualify for other funding sources. And with spots still available, registration can be completed online beforehand or on the day of the fundraiser. For more information or to become a sponsor, contact Meals on Wheels of Erath County at 254-965-3591. In state news, according to the Associated Press, 3 more women filed a federal civil rights lawsuit against Baylor University on Wednesday, saying the school did nothing to help them after they reported being sexually assaulted on or near campus. The lawsuits filed Wednesday list 3 Jane Doe plaintiffs who alleged they were attacked by fellow students on or near campus in 2014, 2013, and 2004. None of these alleged assailants are identified, but the woman in the 2014 case alleges that the attacker was a football player. The women say they reported their attacks to various campus officials, including police, physicians, student advocacy officials, a chaplain, a professor, an assistant dean, and a dorm director, and got little or no assistance. Baylor spokeswoman Tanya Lewis declined to comment on the allegations raised in Wednesday's lawsuit. In national news, the Associated Press reports that Senator Marco Rubio is reconsidering his plans to leave the Senate at the end of the year and may run for re-election instead. Here's a video of Rubio discussing this matter.
Can you let him come up to the mic, please?
So the report earlier today is accurate. Carlos and I had a conversation on Sunday in Orlando before I left.
A little bit this way, please.
Obviously, I take very seriously everything that's going on, not just in Orlando, but in our country. I've enjoyed my service here a lot. So I'll go home later this week, and I'll have some time with my family, and then if there's been a change in our status, I'll be sure to let everyone know.
What's the percentage chance? What's your percentage chance?
In international news, according to the Associated Press, building materials were delivered to the house of U.S. novelist Ernest Hemingway near Havana on Wednesday, where a preservation center for the books and documents belonging to the late writer is being built. 2 containers filled with electrical and building supplies, which will be used in the new preservation center, with American contractors training Cuban workers to install the materials. The head of the Finca Vejilla Foundation, which oversees the preservation efforts, says that steps are taken by the 2 governments to reestablish relations that have driven the project's success over the years. More than 100,000 tourists a year visit Hemingway's home in Cuba, where the iconic writer's books and papers are on permanent display. The preservation project aims to ensure historically important documents are properly stored for future scholars and visitors inside a modern structure, protecting them from harsh tropical climate on the island. Finca Vejilla, which leads the effort, has received $862,000 US from private donations for the project so far. Now we turn to AP News Minute for more of today's national and international news.
This is AP News Minute. Officials say the wreckage of the Egypt Air plane that crashed into the Mediterranean last month has been located. The jetliner was carrying 66 people and was heading from Paris to Cairo when it disappeared. Authorities have recovered the body of a 2-year-old boy who was snatched by an alligator at Walt Disney World Tuesday night. The local sheriff says the toddler's body was found near where he was last seen, and the body was intact. As authorities in Orlando continue to investigate Sunday's massacre at the Pulse nightclub, the Orlando Regional Medical Center says 25 shooting victims are still hospitalized there, with 6 in critical condition. In Detroit, a public funeral service was held to say goodbye to Mr. Hockey, Hall of Famer Gordie Howe. The legendary Red Wings star died Friday at age 88. Ned Barker, The Associated Press, with AP News Minute.
Today's weather forecast comes from weather.com, and you can expect today to be hot, humid, and sunny with a high of 97 degrees and a low of 72 degrees. Humidity at 68% and with winds coming from the southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Today's broadcast was produced by Danny Hernandez and Ashley Ford. You can watch Texan TV live on weekdays on Northland Cable Channel 9 and on Channel 2.1 in All Residence Hall. Don't forget to follow Texan News Service on Facebook and Twitter, and also check out our website at www.texannews.net. And tune in every Thursday for the latest news from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas.